And go.
Last time on Dragons at High Noon, our adventurers delved into the swamps of southern Sanid. They came across a group of goblins and, unfortunately, very quickly vanquished them in a fight for their life situation. They were going into the swamps to look for a magic shield once forged in the bowels of Hellforge. And that's where we'll pick it up this time on Dragons at High Noon. All right.
Okay, so we were traveling west, right? Like we're looking for.
Yes.
Remind me of the hag lady's name.
Murda.
Murda, right. So based on what Lorneros learned from that tree, Murda probably has the shield.
That's not how you pronounce his name.
Tree?
It's 5 minutes of tree sounds.
Oh,
Yes.
1 second. Whoosh. Russell.
Valiant effort.
Russell.
Your accent needs work, but I'll accept it.
Thank you. I'm doing my best. Okay, so we're still heading west after eating goblin. However, we're pretty dead, right?
Yeah, so y'all had taken the night because it had gotten dark. You had set up. Nicholas had set up a tiny hut for all you to sleep in, but you didn't leave a guard, and so you got surrounded by goblins. And they tried to essentially blackmail you into giving them money so they would take you to the hag.
And then Nicholas started fighting.
And then Nicholas was like, "Screw that."
Yeah.
God damn it, Nicholas. God damn
Yeah,
it.
who let that guy play this game?
Man,
Oh wait,
My life hurts.
who let that guy play video games? I mean D&D. Anyway.
So you guys are currently, like, the battle has just finished. You are all surrounded by dead corpses of goblins that are slowly sinking into the mud.
Oh,
And
are we
Sweet.
slowly sinking into the mud?
if you were to stay in the more squishy parts for too long, then yeah, you would slowly sink.
Yeah, let's keep moving out of here. Let's try to set up camp somewhere close by.
Yeah, and you do have that spot that you had found that would allow you to set up camp.
Oh, right. So we already
Like,
had
right
our,
where you
our,
had
our
just been
shelter
camping.
set up. Right,
Yeah.
right. All right, well, I think we're pretty all right for now. But this has gotten pretty wild. Listen, y'all rest up if you need to. I'll keep a lookout just in case any of their buddies come back.
Sweet.
So it is super early in the morning
Yeah.
at this point. What do you guys do?
I mean, I'd like to take a rest at least.
Me too.
You looking to get a long rest?
I mean, if that's like 8 hours, we should be
Yeah.
up by 10 o'clock in the morning, like that.
So it's super early in the morning, like as in the sun has just come up.
Oh,
So
God.
6.
Yeah.
So we should be able to
Yeah,
get
but-
moving by afternoon.
2. Yeah. I mean, I'd be okay with it.
Considering how low my life is right now, I could use it.
Okay. Nicholas just kind of goes, "Well, I suppose."
You
mean-
don't get to suppose anything.
I was told that y'all were competent. Very well. He just kind of like puts a pack up against a tree and kind of sits down.
Oh, okay. So we're just gonna play the rude game now. All right, that's fine.
I kind of sit down against a tree and I think I immediately pass out.
Okay. So Smoke, you're keeping watch. Is everybody else resting?
I'm keeping watch.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Gotcha. That is a 12.
12. Okay. As far as you can tell, you're not. I mean, you see some animals swimming through the mud and things like that, but nothing is threatening.
Gotcha.
8 hours goes by. At some point, Nicholas gets up and makes a meal for everybody.
So we're long rest.
You're at long rest.
Cool.
Oh, yay.
All right.
Okay.
So we have completed our long rest.
I feel arrested.
I suppose I would have a short rest, right?
I'll give you a short rest. Yeah.
Gotcha. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Sorry, go ahead.
So it is now early afternoon, or mid-afternoon. What do you guys do?
I've got this kind of talisman gemstone thing. I kind of want to actually. Can I roll Arcana to see if I can ascertain its use?
Sure. So this is the talisman that you pulled off of the goblin.
Mudblog.
Mudblog.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a 14.
14. Looking at it, you don't get a sense of any like magical glyphs or anything. It is a very odd piece of jewelry, and there's like a little gem in it, but you don't sense any magical properties.
Okay. Gem's not doing anything. It's just
since
inert.
you don't. Yeah, it's just a gem in this oddly concocted talisman.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check, though.
It's a 10.
10. Yeah, you're not real certain what it is, but you think the gemstone could be valuable.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pocket it.
Okay.
Put it in. Yeah, I'll pocket it.
Cool. All right. What next?
If everybody's feeling a little better, I feel like we should move on.
Oh,
I tend to
okay.
agree.
Okay. So you're going to just continue going west?
I mean, if
Yeah,
everybody's... Go ahead, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, that's fine. That's the best lead we have right now, so that might as well be the way we go.
Okay. So you guys start trudging along, and with Doc being so proficient in this area or in this environment, you're able to avoid any potential environmental hazards. You walk and you walk and you walk, and the sun's getting lower and lower and lower in the sky. And as it starts to get dark, you notice that the ground is getting more and more soggy and more it's just more marshy, and eventually you see up ahead what appears to be a light in the distance.
Does it appear to have some sort of discernible source?
It's a little far out, but it looks like some kind of firelight. Maybe a campfire or a lantern or something.
It doesn't look to have like a structure or anything around it. Like it's not a.
It's too far for you to
cabin?
tell.
Okay.
So let me give you a better description of the area that you're in. At this point, the water is up to your knees.
Ooh.
Does that mean I'm like chest deep at this point?
Yeah, you would be probably probably waist deep. Yeah.
Greg, can I ride your shoulders?
Greca's gonna pause and look down and kind of blink a little bit, like she didn't think that this would be a problem for you. Because
Really? My short stature, this deep water, wet dwarf.
Greca's gonna nod and go, I do apologize. I don't think of you any different than the rest of the group. So sometimes I forget that sometimes you need a hand.
Not all of us can bear it like you, Greca.
She's gonna like just light up because she gets the joke, and then she's just gonna fucking belly laugh.
Okay.
She's delighted. And then, while laughing, she's gonna pick you up and put you on her shoulders, and then realize that she's now gonna smell like wet dwarf because there is a soggy dwarf on her shoulders. And then keep going.
Okay. So the water is up to your knees. It's getting, as you approach the light, it gets deeper and deeper. It gets probably around your waist. And there are these trees that look gnarled and just, it's kind of like they're very old trees that have been twisted into odd shapes, bent in directions that would not be normal for trees to bend unless under considerable stress. There's also a lot of debris floating in the water at this point. Vines and dead tree matter, all kinds of stuff like that. The water is just black. You can't see through it. As you approach the light, are y'all just walking up to it, or how would you like to approach it?
I mean, I'd imagine at this point in time, if there's someone there, they've heard us sloshing around. So I don't think there's any point in...
Greca's laugh was fairly loud.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess, yeah, we'll just start going.
Okay. As you approach, you notice that the light is located on what appears to be some kind of hill constructed of twigs and vines and mud. And out of the center of this hill is a just massive tree that is shooting up 40 feet. You didn't see it earlier because only the light is hitting part of it. And the front of the tree has a wooden door and what appears to be a window. And you look around and you see like there's a cooking station and a place for people to sit. Things like that up on this hill.
At least we know they're, smart.
Well,
Um,
smart don't
gonna
mean
lean-
friendly.
Gonna lean over and talk to Doc and be like, if they're all goblins, they might be smart enough to be upset that we killed 20 of them.
Can I make some kind of check to see if this is like goblin construction?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, can I make a perception check, just looking around to see if anything stands out?
Absolutely.
You said nah, it's a 10.
Yeah, it looks like just something that's thrown together, so it might be goblin construction.
Okay.
You're not
Go
real
ahead.
certain how well it's put together.
Okay.
And then
I'll
I got
just say
a
that-
14 on perception. Sorry, Doc.
Oh, no, it's all good. I'll just say to Greeka, it's just like, just don't thing. We don't want to break it.
So you look around, Lawrence, and what you said you got a 14?
Yes.
You look around and it is not anything that you see specifically, but you do see, like at the cooking station, there's a cauldron. that has some kind of fluid in it cooking. So you take a smell, and it smells like a stew of some kind. But as far as you can see, as you turn around and look in every direction, it's these gnarled bent trees. It's super dark out, and the only source of light at this point is this campfire and a lantern on the door, or next to the door.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
I kind of want to knock on the door. What do y'all think?
I just gesture like, go right ahead.
She cautiously, sloshes through the muck up to the door, and knocks.
So the second that you like pull yourself out of the waist deep muck, the door opens, and out comes this beautiful red-headed woman, and she's carrying a tray of what looks like vegetables, and she kind of walks over to the cauldron and she goes, "Oh, hello. Took you long enough to get here." And she starts cutting and pushing stuff into the cauldron.
Wait, I'm sorry. You knew we were coming?
Oh, of course.
Did we make that much noise?
Oh no, I saw it.
At least you didn't smell it.
Did you magic see it? I'm assuming you mean magic see it. Is that right?
Oh, but of course, dear.
Are you the... Sorry,
Are you Murda?
Yes, of course.
Oh, it's...
Come. And she gestures to the sitting area.
Morneros immediately takes a seat.
Inside the place?
No, this is the sitting area outside.
Right outside. Okay, cool.
The door had closed magically behind her.
Okay, excellent. I wouldn't have felt comfortable inside regardless.
Oh.
Cool.
I'll go sit down, and I'll take my hat off because, old West gentleman, that kind of.
Does she have space for all of us?
Yeah, there is enough space. It's a big mound of
Dirt.
and twigs and whatever else is piled up.
Gotcha.
So she's prepping things, and she goes, yes, we can discuss what your business is here in just a moment. I'm almost done getting this prepared, and then it'll cook, and then you can have something to eat and rest, and we can discuss terms.
Terms of what?
Oh, you've come here to deal, haven't you?
We've come here in search of an object.
Yeah, of
And-
course. Everybody comes here in search of something, dear. Search
Very
of
well.
a remedy to make someone fall in love, or
Oh no! We're here for
or
something
an
very
object
different
to
than
help.
that. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
But
Did not mean to-
whatever it is, murder can help. For a
All right.
price.
Understood. We will talk about it as soon as you're done.
So she finishes putting things in the cauldron, tips a spoon in, takes out, and delicious. It'll be ready in 5 minutes. She goes and sits down, and looks around at you all, and she goes, "Well, this is how it works. I can do an individual deal with each of you." And she looks across all of you, stops on Lawrence, and goes, "Except for you, dear, you already have a contract." And then, but everybody else, she's like, the rest of you, though, we can find what you're looking for.
What is it you've got in that big pot over there?
That is veggie stew.
Is it magic?
The stew? It's just stew, dear.
All right. Sorry. You gotta be sure. You never know with people these days. I understand.
So she's just kind of looking around at all of you, and she goes, "Who would like to start? Or we can step into my office." And she gestures back to the tree. Have a conversation, and then we can make a deal.
Gregor, let me down. I want some stew.
Can I tell you what we're looking for? We think it's something that you might physically have on you instead of something.
I can only discuss the deal in private with each of you.
I'm gonna take Lawrence down and set him
All right.
on the
Oh,
ground.
And I run for the stew. Oh, yummy.
Yeah, there's like a stack of bowls on a table with some spoons and everything. Like, perfect amount of spoons and bowls for everybody there.
She looks at Doc.
Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Okay. So she gestures to the tree, and the door opens, and she walks inside, and she... Do you follow?
Oh yeah, she's kind of tripping out over this like tree house, but yeah, she's going in.
You go inside, and the door magically closes behind you. And inside, you look around, and there are jars everywhere with different substances in them. There are different herb concoctions. There are animal skulls here and there. Pauldrons stacked up in the back. And then there's another room behind this that you can't quite see into. And then in front of you is a desk, which she goes and sits behind. And then there is a chair there for you.
Lorneros, she'd kind of like walk around the wall that's got all the jars of stuff in it.
Okay.
Is it anything she'd recognize, or is it all just like big
Make
magic?
a perception check.
11.
11. Some of it is fairly common herbs that you would find out in the wild. So yeah, you would see that. Excuse me. But outside that, some of them are just jars that kind of for a second looks like there's something in it and then not, and you're not certain what it is.
It's quite an impressive collection you have here.
Yes, well, years and years of collecting.
I spoke with
Oh, please go ahead.
I spoke with a tree, I suppose, in the marsh a while back, and he said that you had taken care of some of his companions.
Oh,
He
yes, we do like to keep the surrounding plants and wildlife in good condition.
He did want me to send his goodwill.
Oh, excellent. Which tree was it, dear?
She does her absolute best to say the name.
She goes, your pronunciation's just a little off, accent-wise, but other than that, delightful.
Well, thank you.
Yes, she goes, yes, I know that tree quite well. Good friend of mine.
He told us that you may know where a shield may be. A particular shield. We're looking for it's called a Multax shield.
Make a perception check.
Hey, that's way better. That's 24.
24. Actually, sorry, insight.
Oh, damn it. Oh, still 24.
Nice. She goes, no, I don't know if I know that shield. She's obviously hiding something. The second that you said the name of the shield, she kind of cringed. And she goes, well, I'm sure I could find it. What would you be offering in exchange?
What would that shield be worth to you?
A shield? Do you know anything about the shield?
Not particularly, other than it was owned by Chief Maltak.
So an ancient shield that has some kind of value. Well, a shield like that's not easy to find. Well, I'd say I can tell you the location. I can find the location for you, but a favor for a favor is the deal.
You said you could tell me the location, so you know where it is.
I can find the location. Misspoke.
I'm afraid I don't
She's
quite
obviously
believe
lying.
you. I'm afraid I don't quite believe you.
Oh, well, you don't need to make the deal, dear. The door is open, and it does open magically.
Marta, I would very much like to have that shield.
The door closes again. And she goes, well, a favor for a favor is the deal on the table.
What is your favor?
Oh, I will come to you in a time of need.
Would it be an equivalent favor?
Of getting information, the location? Well, plus interest, yes.
So the longer you wait, the bigger the favor.
Yes.
Put a time limit on it and you have a deal.
Ooh. Oh my.
Make a persuasion check.
A 4.
Oof. She goes, oh, unfortunately, I don't need any favors at the moment. And I don't know when such a favor would come into my life. So putting a time limit would be, unfortunately, undoable.
You also don't know when another group of adventurers is going to swing by.
Very true. But there are others outside who might be willing to make another deal. Favor for favor. Seems fair to me.
Very well. However, if your favor involves murdering someone, I won't be doing it.
Murder can be taken off the table.
Then we have a deal.
Okay. Okay, so no murder. Writing that down. And when you, so she like extends her hand for you to shake.
Out of character, have any of you guys seen a Harry Potter musical?
No.
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 You're probably not.
Maybe.
There's a scene in the second one where Draco and Voldemort are making a deal, and they shake hands on it, and at the very last second, Draco goes, "Also, you have to be my slave for a day." and they just like shake hands on it, and it's out of character for Lord Narrows, but it would be very funny. Lord Narrows shakes hands.
Okay. As you shake her hand, her finger pokes the middle of your palm and draws just a little bit of blood. At which point she goes, okay, excellent. She drops the little bit of blood into a vial and then spits in it, corks it, swirls it around, and then uncorks it, puts some herbs in it, corks it back up, and then puts it on the shelf. Very good. Now, that is for me to be able to call you when I need you. And as far as the shield goes, it is here.
A quick question. This little drop of this vial that she put on the shelf, is it like, does it stand out? Is it noticeable on the shelf?
It is on the shelf. Make You at the moment know where it is. Yes.
Right,
It is
but
like
like,
behind her on the shelf.
okay. So she goes into. Sorry, what was that? You were in the middle
She
of
goes,
something.
"The shield is here."
Here in this house?
Yes.
Do I have permission to look through your home?
No.
Excellent. Would you give that to me?
No.
Regrettable.
Well, our deal is complete. If you wouldn't mind stepping out.
I would mind.
Oh. I do think it would be unwise of you to stay unwelcome in my home. The door opens and she kind of gestures towards it.
Lornaris walks out.
Okay. She goes, next.
Lornaris would grab Smoke.
Okay.
Smoke blushes profusely.
She has the shield. It's in her home somewhere. She won't tell me where, and she won't get it for us.
Understood, as expected.
We made a deal for that information. She can call on me for any type of favor. Bar murder.
Oh man, I can set that sort of rule. Oh hell yeah! All right.
That, if it comes to it, would you be opposed to burning that tree down?
She looks at you, and then she looks at the tree, and then she looks back at you, and then she says, "Well, and then she leans in real close. Do you think she'd get me with magic if I did?"
She's not the only one with magic.
Yeah, but like,
This.
she's got real scary magic.
She's got a pot of soup, Smoke.
I'm gonna go in there, and we'll see what happens afterwards. I feel like we leave a lot of things burning behind us when we're running away, and we don't always intend it anyway. So we'll just deal with the consequences when we're there.
That's fair enough. If you happen to see a vial with my blood and her spit in it, would you mind grabbing it for me?
I'll do my darndest.
It should be behind her desk.
Alrighty.
Wonderful.
If I have the chance to do so, I will do so.
I figured you're probably the most adept at stealing in the party.
I am flattered and offended.
I apologize
Can I-
for the offense.
Can I ask how loud the "would you burn down the tree" conversation was?
It was very quiet.
Oh, okay. So nothing that Doc would have heard.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. That's
And
a 19.
Linares, I'll give you the chance to roll a stealth check.
It's a 19.
Stealth check is 9.
9. So Doc, you hear it.
I just do a spit take. And
Okay.
then go back to my business.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I wanted to do.
You do get the impression though that it is very quiet, so you don't think it would have traveled inside. But at this point, Murda does go. Who's next?
I guess that's me. And Smoke takes a step forward.
Okay. You enter the building, and inside, all around you, you see just rows and rows and rows of different talismans all around the room. And as you enter, the door closes. Just, a Gianassi, I haven't seen one of your kind in Oh, many moons. Have a seat.
Smoke takes her hat off and she takes a seat.
Okay. Yes. What can I do for you, dear?
I would
Could be
like
anything.
to leave this cottage with well, hold on. I'm going to scrap that. I would like ownership.
Don't just.
I would like ownership and possession of the shield, which you discussed with my colleague Lorneros.
Very well. What are you looking to offer for it?
As the person with all the cards, I'm sure that you would reject whatever it is I have to offer. So, what's your price?
Do any of you even know what you're asking for?
Yes.
Oh. So you know the danger of this weapon?
Yes.
Very well. Then, a soul for a soul.
You're asking for mine?
Not necessarily yours.
When would you need it?
I'd need it in exchange for the shield.
So immediately,
Yes.
upon receipt.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm not really the reaping type. So
Well, if there's something else that you desire, I'm sure we can discuss a deal for that. Perhaps.
hold on, I wasn't finished.
Continue.
I still need it presently. But say you had mine upon death.
Your soul upon death.
It's not like it would be going anywhere better. Honestly, it'd probably be preferable to be in your care afterward.
Oh. An interesting theory.
You're not making me feel any better about this.
Half now, half upon your death.
Can you tell me what having half a soul does to a person?
It is.
Now, honestly,
Well-
now we're discussing a real deal here.
Oh, I would never lie in one of my deals. Well,
Fair.
I would withhold the truth, perhaps,
There you go. Like you did with
but
Lord
not
Neros.
lie. Yes, exactly. If
And again, I want to make sure that it's on the table. Full possession.
upon
and
death, half
full,
now.
Full. Hold on. I want to make sure that this is clear. First and foremost, full ownership and possession of the shield, which we have, we are referring to the shield crafted of pieces from the Nine Hells, correct? That is the shield that we are referring to.
Yes.
All right. And in exchange, my soul, half
Yes.
up front, and half upon my death. What does giving you half my soul entail?
Giving you half of your soul would entail giving me insights into you,
All right.
your current location, who you're thinking of, who you care about. It would give me essentially a way to see through your eyes.
Would this rob me of... What's the word? I know Doc's used it. Agency.
Your skills would remain the same.
That's not what I asked.
It is possible that depending on the part of your soul that is taken, you would lose some of your humanity. But
Control.
you're a Genasi. You're
What
not
about-
human anyway.
What about control?
You would retain all of your physical skills, yes.
Again, not what I'm asking. Listen, I'm not a religious type. I don't know much about the nature of the soul or what have you. I want to make sure that whatever I gotta do, I still got the power to do. Not just power, but also
Of course.
I'm gonna
Your
be the
soul
one
is
doing it.
who you are, but
Right.
it doesn't control you.
While we're having this conversation, and this might be a question about magic as a whole, not really sure. I kind of always envision the soul as kind of just like riding along inside me, whereas like I'm the carriage and soul's driving it.
She goes, "Let me demonstrate." And she reaches out, puts her hand on your head for like 2 seconds, and suddenly you are next to yourself. But you're still in yourself.
Is this what it feels like to have half missing?
No, this is your soul. You're aware of your soul, and yet you are still in control of your body. And then she snaps her finger, and you're back just to the one perception.
You really gotta warn a girl. Whew. Do you remember the first time you rode a horse?
No, I don't
really-
ride horses.
Feels like I got whiplash there. God damn, just snapping right back into. Anyway, okay. What would you do with me?
What would I do with your soul, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Ah. Any number of things. Spells.
It's not what I asked.
Barter. Then I apologize. I don't know what you're asking.
Well, listen, I don't like, if at all possible, I make deals quite often. I'm a smuggler by trade. It's what I do. And before that, I was a lot of other things. I make deals, and I write down what exactly is going to happen on paper. Now, I understand you don't necessarily
You
work in
make-
paper.
Deals every day. Every transaction that you purchase a rope. She gestures to your pack. You give money to the merchant. He gives you a rope. He doesn't ask you what you're going to do with the rope.
That's fair. That's fair. But, well,
Or a better
I guess I'm just looking for some,
analogy. You buy a sword, and the swordsmith does not ask you what you're going to do with the sword.
I guess what I'm asking is, for some comfort. I'm scared.
Oh, child. There is no comfort in this world.
She nods. Yeah. She stands up and she puts her hat back on.
Okay.
And she extends her hand. I guess we got
So
ourselves
we-
a deal.
Very well. I must say, however, that I can't make this deal until you're leaving my lands, as the shield is currently being protected, or, well, we're all being protected from the shield. So, when you're ready to leave, I will lower those guards, you can take the shield, and we can make that trade. And she holds out her hand to shake.
Smoke shakes her head.
She does not poke your hand like she poked Laneros's. The door opens, she gestures and goes, "Ha! Who's next?"
I walk outside and I say, the rest of y'all don't gotta do anything. I already traded for the shield.
You hear, "Any one of you may come in. I'm happy to deal with any one of you."
If y'all have deals you want to make with the devil, go right ahead. But the shield's ours.
Oh, I dropped a dice. No, I'm sad.
Better wash it off.
She kind of steps out and goes, "Any of you except for you." And she points to Laneros again and she goes, "Happy to help you find something, get revenge, bring a loved one to you, communicate with the dead. However you, whatever."
I was gonna kind of look at everybody because she assumes everybody's gonna want to go get something, but Smoke came out and
I stand up and I wave Greeka down. I just go, "You don't want to deal with this."
Ah. Doctor, is it? Would you like to come in and deal?
I leave all my stuff at the table. No weapons, no items, no nothing. And I start walking towards the treehouse.
I
Okay.
take him by the shoulder. You damn sure about this?
Were you?
I already got the shield. What more do you want?
We have 4 items that we don't know where they are.
She grits her teeth. Yeah. Are you gonna
Doc
ask
smiles.
where they are, or are you gonna ask for them?
I'm going to ask where they are.
Alright. Okay.
It's a waste of your time.
Not necessarily.
Um,
She did tell you where it was. If we're being honest.
Right. But if she's got all of them, then we've wasted our time.
Hell, I suppose that's... Well,
well, while they're talking, I keep walking.
Okay. So you enter the hut, for lack of a better word. The door closes behind you, and you look around, and you're actually in a nice kind of study. There's books on the wall. Up above the fireplace is a, for lack of a better word, decrepit-looking shield hanging above the mantelpiece.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be looking at it and preparing to remove it from the wall. But as you come in, she goes and sits down. And she goes, "Have a seat. How can I help you, Doctor?"
Well, I'll sit down and, I'll thank her first because, I mean, I don't care if she wants my soul or not. Respect is still respect.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll nod, politely and say thank you, and I'll sit down and just say.
She produces 2 glasses and pours some brandy for each of you.
I smile and politely. I'll say I appreciate it, but I don't.
Oh, but isn't that what you want?
A drink?
I can sense it.
No, not for a while.
Very well. She waves her hand and the drink vanishes.
Thank you for the offer, though. That's very kind of you.
Of course. I always tried to be a gracious host.
As one should. So.
Yes, you seem like a very complicated person. You have many enemies.
Yeah. That's
on this plane and others.
Yeah, there's not
Interesting.
a lot of people out there that are big fans of what I've done, but they appreciate the work I do now.
Oh, I think your work has been quite brilliant.
I can't take all the credit for that.
No, but a team is a team, is it not?
It's true.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
You've graciously given us the location and possession of one of these items. We have. Sorry, I'm actually counting out of character just to be.
So you know where two are 100%.
Oh, okay. only one
The
that we
Dumont
know is-
sword, which is with Kristen Dumont.
Mhm.
The Malik shield, which is like right next to you at the moment. Or Maltak, sorry. The Salnar daggers. You're not 100% certain where they're at. The Ganter gauntlets are somewhere with the mountain giants.
Mhm.
The soul ring is near the Sandfalls in Greenvale.
Which
As far as
you never told us it was called that, but okay.
oh, my bad.
It's okay.
And then the helm, which is on a different plane of existence.
Cool. Okay, so two of these, and this is out of character just so I don't waste any more time than I already have. We know we have the sword, we have the shield. We don't know for sure where the daggers are. We don't know for sure where the gauntlets are. We know where the ring is.
You know the last location of the ring.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, cool. I got my idea now. Thank you. I appreciate you.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's all good. Cool. So, yeah. So I'll say we have 4 more items of the same variety that we need to get. We have a rough idea of where they are. I would like a way to find their exact locations.
She sits and thinks for a second, and she looks at you and goes, "Out of respect for your work, Doctor, I don't think you quite understand the danger you are putting your team in this quest."
You'd be surprised at how often we get into trouble because we don't ask questions, Berta. But we were tasked by the goddamn council in Steelvale to do this shit.
Oh, the council is nothing, just puppets.
I know. I've had to deal with them before.
The reason that these things are separate, they contain magic beyond your understanding, and out of respect for you, I will let you know that if they are brought together, they will make quite a mess.
Appreciate the brevity, for sure. Oh.
But if you truly wish to know their locations, what are you willing to give for that information? It's a high price.
I would imagine so. Out of curiosity, have you had any goblin problems recently?
Oh, we have goblin neighbors who quite often lead people to us.
Okay. Doc reaches into his pocket and pulls out that little talisman amulet and slices it across the table and goes, I think that might be yours.
She just kind of sighs and nods for a second. And... The price just went up, Doctor. I'm sorry. But you've apparently harmed my friends.
Quite a few, actually. I think I took probably 7 of them down by myself.
Impressive. Yes, the price has gone up indeed.
Then let's make a deal.
Very well. What are you offering?
I have services.
What kind of services?
You know exactly what.
Yes. A favor for a favor in this case would not cover the cost, unfortunately.
If I need to do more than one, that's fine.
By bringing these objects together, you would be not just endangering yourself, but all of existence.
I kind of figured that.
Yes. So, what? I've already made a deal with one of your team to one of these objects. I attempted to warn them about that one. They did not listen, apparently.
Well, here's the thing, is that I didn't say that I wanted to obtain them. I just wanted they are.
Yes, I'm aware. But giving you knowledge of where they are leads you to obtaining them, so my price is much higher.
What are your terms?
I want the contract that the dwarf signed moved to me.
Doc is noticeably taken aback by that. Like,
Okay.
no stealthy stealth, like a legit, like, recoil. Whoa, what?
You'll be
What?
given a year. No, 6 months. To convince the dwarf to cancel his contract with his current trade and re-sign with me. If upon 6 months you have not been able to complete this task, then you and your cousin will work for me indefinitely. Do we have a deal?
Mert, I may have lost many things in my life, but I still have my integrity. And I walk out.
The door opens for you.
Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it.
She nods her head.
And I leave.
Okay. She goes, anybody else?
Rebecca's gonna slowly shake her head. Everybody that goes in there comes out angry, so no.
Nicholas gets up and walks in. The door closes, and some time goes by, and some more time goes by. And after what seems like a good 30 to 45 minutes, the door opens. Nicholas walks out. There's a bandage on his hand. And he goes, pleasure doing business with you. And she just nods. Anybody else would like to make a deal?
Well, I guess
Okay.
that about settles it.
Sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
No, I'm just laughing because it's just like how tense it is right now. I'm sorry. It's just
No,
like
you're
it's so
good.
good.
She goes, okay, very well. You may stay the night, and in the morning, be on your way. And she snaps her fingers, and where all the chairs and everything were, there's now like bedrolls.
Smoke nods. And sits down at one of the bedrolls silently.
Okay.
Oh shoot! I forgot to ask if I would be able to use her cooking area, but I don't want to use that without permission.
You can always ask her.
That'd be scary. do I have to make a deal to use the stove? No.
You never know unless you ask.
No, that's okay. I'll err on the side of caution.
Okay.
Because yeah, Doc is visibly shaken still.
Cool. What do you guys do?
Doc,
Mm,
did you trade for anything?
Did I trade for anything?
Yeah.
No, the price was far too high for what you wanted from me.
Gotcha. Alright.
Rebecca's gonna like lean in because she's incredibly curious about what's going on, and very quietly ask, "Smoke, did you trade for anything?"
Smoke nods. I don't gotta give it up till tomorrow morning.
What did you trade?
An equal price. I traded something of equal value.
So you gave her a shield?
Well, shit. I mean, it's not like I can go back on it. Or, not like y'all can change anything, I guess. It's written. I traded her my soul.
Doc stands up and walks away. Jesus Christ.
What do you
It's
mean?
alright. It's alright. I get to keep a piece of it.
Yeah, until she takes dominion over what you can do. That's just awesome.
Well, she promised me as part of the deal that wasn't part of it. Or that my... God, I keep forgetting the word. Agency would not be affected. At least, not until I die.
Okay.
A soul for a soul, you know? And
What?
But
yeah, a soul for a soul. That's what's in the shield, Doc. There's a demon's soul in the shield. At least, based on context clues. We were
Your
aware of
deal-
this, were we not?
No.
A piece of the underworld, a piece of the non-hells trapped within that goddamn thing? Come on.
All this. Doc just puts his hands up.
So at this point, are you guys talking loud enough to where Lawrence can hear?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think this is quiet at all.
Okay, so as I hear what you guys are saying, I slowly just kind of like perk up and just glare at you guys, like the evilest glare I could give.
I kind of look at him and meet his gaze, and I just kind of do that, like, what?
You
Kind
got
of like-
something to say, short stay?
No. No, I don't say anything. I just continue to glare. That's it. My gaze does not falter or break.
All right. Doing okay there, Lawrence?
Still nothing.
She waves her hand in front of your face.
I narrow my eyes slightly more, but that's all.
Okay, well, Lawrence is broken. Do we know if he
I'm
got
gonna-
that way before or after my shocking movie star reveal?
Doc wants to take a little bit of time to think, so he's gonna walk kind of out to like the. Is there like an entrance to where the grounds are, like before swamp happens?
Yeah, so it's actually let me double check something real quick.
Okay.
Boop boop. Yeah, it's about a half mile out.
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna walk, but when I do that, I walk past Lawrence. I say really, really quiet to him, like hopefully just quiet enough so he can hear him. I'm just gonna say, "You got very lucky today," and I continued to walk.
Sorry, who'd you say that to? Lawrence?
Lawrence.
I'm just gonna kind of look up at you and acknowledge what you said, but I still have the same evil, like pissed off glare on my face.
and I'll to kind of ease that, because obviously there's a lot of tension there. I'm just gonna say, you don't have anything to worry about for me, and to walk.
Okay. As you walk out into the swamp, it's really dark out, and normally you would expect mosquitoes and snakes and frogs and things like that in the area. Nothing.
Oh, is it that, like, really creepy quiet?
Yeah.
Oh. Hate that.
No insects, no birds, no wildlife whatsoever. Every once in a while, the wind blows through the trees and they creak, and that's it.
Okay. I'll just stand there and just think, and hopefully there's nothing sneaking up on me, because I'm pretty sure I'd be able to find out.
Okay. Make a perception check, actually.
Okay. That's an 18.
All right. You do see something.
Okay.
In the distance, not ahead of you, but slightly behind you off to the side, you see, as you're like kind of standing there looking around, you see what appears to be a gnarled this thing looks humanoid but kind of hunchbacked, arms like stumps with claws on them, long black just slimy hair,
Mm-hmm.
Twigs and antlers sticking out of the body, and just malformed, and it's just standing probably. Do you have night vision?
I do not. I'm a human.
Crap.
Yeah.
I'd say it's still dim light, so because of the moon.
Okay.
So you can still see, but it's hard to make this person out, and they're probably a good 200 feet away.
Jesus, that's really far. Holy moly.
Just staring at you, and at first you're like, that can't be a person, or that can't be somebody, but then you just kind of watch it as it disappears and moves into the mists and around the trees. You lose sight of it.
Do I know that with that roll, do I know that it's maybe a humanoid person? Obviously it's intelligent.
It is humanoid-ish. It's kind of a mix between a tree and a person, but not at the same time.
I'm going to, because I left all my equipment back at the camp, I never bothered to grab it. I'm going to lift my jacket coat to show basically my waist belt, everything that I have no weapons on me, and I just turn around in a really slow circle, and then put my coat down, and then kind of just keep my hands up.
Okay. You wait a few moments, and slowly there's a like crunching of wood, and a little bit of sloshing, but it's ever so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hello.
Hello.
Did you come to make a deal?
I did, but the price was less than enthusiastic.
Yes, dealing with the coven. Prices tend to be steep.
Yeah, 2 of mine already fell for it.
By the way, you don't see this person right now.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna. I don't want to make any sudden movements because I'm already like crazy paranoid anyway.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna treat this as like it's the most normal thing in the world.
Yeah. She goes, I wouldn't go much further. If you leave the circle, you will draw attention of the wildlife.
Yeah, that's why I'm not moving any further. I appreciate that, though.
Yes. I try to be helpful when I can.
As do. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Slowly, like a head peeks out from behind a tree, and it is just this. It's kind of like somebody was on a tree and began to melt into the tree.
Okay.
And it's just but the muscles on this person is just massive. And this is kind of I more of what you would describe as like a hag, like a bog hag.
Interesting. Sorry. I'll kind of. Is she kind of like peeking out like low from behind the tree, or just like eye level?
Kind of hunched over, probably a little shorter than you.
Okay. I beckon her over. I'm just like, I'm not gonna. You can come over.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Yep.
That's a 14.
Good enough. She kind of creeps out from behind the trees, and you can see that she's got some like deer skin for clothes, and she's just kind of checking you out and like curious about you.
I don't move. I just kind of stand there. I'll guess I say, "Can I have your name? What's your name?"
Yes. Names have power, but
Well,
you can call me Paka. Puckaa. Paka.
you see. Pucka, you can call me Doc.
Hello, Doc.
Hello.
Well, it's a nice night out, isn't it?
As good as it can be for now.
What, you don't like the sky and the mud squishing between your toes?
Oh no, I know. I love the swamp, but some of the people here, present company very much excluded, kind of rubbed me the wrong way tonight.
Oh, who? Is it one of your companions? I can make sure that they don't rub you the wrong way ever again.
Oh no, I appreciate that. If I needed to take care of that, I could very much do it myself. No, was that like a in character laugh?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, that's good. No, No, just Murda.
Oh,
It's not.
yes, my sister can be a nuisance, I guess, sometimes. But she's usually right.
I mean, she's polite. That's something.
Oh, always polite, yes, until you can't keep up your end of the bargain.
That's why I didn't.
Wise. Well, it's a nice coat.
Thank you. It was new. Not too much
She
anymore.
she like waves her hand and all the mud and everything disappears. And it's like you had just bought it, except for like the bottom half of it, which is like in the mud.
I'll just shrug. Just like that's fine. Thank you.
Oh, and if she could blush, you think she would be blushing.
Okay. Pucka, how can I help you?
Oh, I'm just here to keep an eye on the circle.
Mm.
Me and my sisters are. I'm just here to keep an eye on the circle.
Can I roll an insight check for that?
Sure.
Oh, good enough. 10.
I mean, you would have caught on that she said sisters.
Oh, no, I caught that. I wanted to see if there was something. The circle is what I was very much like
From
about.
What you can gather, she's talking in a literal sense, like the circle that is protecting the hut.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, cool. Pucka, you said sister. My friends and I, we're not in any danger, are we?
No more danger than you are anywhere else, I suppose.
I certainly hope not.
I mean, murder is, as long as you don't, as long as you keep your end of the bargain, then you're fine.
Doc nods thoughtfully, and he takes off his coat, gives it to Pucka.
Okay. She takes the coat and just kind of holds it up in front of her for a minute, and she goes, "For me?"
You said you liked it.
She like, with insane speed, runs up and throws her arms around you and goes, "Friend, I haven't never had a friend before."
Doc makes a sad sound at that.
It is like a Greca hug.
Mm-hmm.
So she like starts to squeeze and bear hug, and you take 4 points of crushing damage.
4 points down. That's perfectly fair. Cool.
She releases you, and then she kind of looks around and she goes, "Oh, you should get back." It's safe at the moment, but once it gets towards midnight, you won't want to be out here.
I'll do that. You and your sisters keep doing your good work, and I hope I'll see you again at some point soon.
She just kind of nods and stands there as you start walking in. As you begin to walk in, you take a look back, and she's gone.
Okay, I'll just keep I'll just keep going. Is my coat gone? Like, am I not?
Yeah.
I'm not wearing it, right? Okay.
You're
good.
not wearing it. The coat is gone.
Okay. Okay.
Damn, you just bought that coat too.
Yeah. Well.
What is everybody else doing while Doc's gone?
I think Smoke is trying and failing to sleep,
Okay.
and that's about it.
Anybody else?
Gregga's probably standing right outside the hut, but still close enough to kind of keep an eye on things.
So like right next to the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
She
Um,
knows some of her friends went outside, and she doesn't really like this place.
Well, everybody's outside.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, are you standing next to the hut and right next to the door?
Yeah.
Okay. The door opens slightly, and you hear a voice from inside going, "Would you like to make a deal?"
Ooh. Gregga's gonna shake her head and sort of stare into the doorway.
When you look into the doorway, it opens up a little bit further, and inside you see all kinds of different technology. Things like train manuals and different swords and different guns.
Oh no. Alright, 1 second. Let me roll a die here. Okay. I got an 18. So Greca is clearly interested. And she kind of takes a step forward, kind of like a kid being shown a candy shop, and then falters a little and says, "Everybody that comes in there to talk to you leaves, and they're not happy."
Oh, well, I can't control their feelings.
No, but my friends are good people, and they're usually jovial, and they laugh, and they smile, and they do good.
Really?
And now they're sad?
Like the doctor who kills, and the Genosi who steals. They're good.
I would say they are good, yes.
Your loyalty to your friends is commendable. Let me give you a gift.
No deal?
No deal. Just a gift. I prize loyalty.
Okay.
The door opens all the way, and you see her standing behind a desk, and she stands up. She doesn't even gesture for you to come in, but she walks over to you, and there's a little box in her hand, and she goes, "This can be used once to help hide you from those who are trying to find you."
Well, thank you.
You
very
and your
much.
friends.
It will hide all of us?
For a moment.
Thank you. That is a wonderful gift.
And then she goes, "Have a wonderful evening."
You as well, thank you. And Greca will take the box, both a little excited and a little nervous because this is also real bad juju. But she's very curious
Okay.
about the box.
Yeah.
She's she's gonna take the box and wonder if she opens it, if it'll use it right away, or
Good question.
what'll happen. Since she has this indecision, she's going to go and try to find Doc.
Okay, so you're gonna wander out into the swamp.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can find Doc. Yeah, because I know that he's kind of wandered off. And
Make a survival check.
oh, okay.
Would it be with advantage because Greek is within my like influence?
No.
No. Okay.
Surprisingly, your influence here, like, there's something here that is a swamp, but not a swamp.
I got a 16.
Okay. You are looking at like waist high water, and you're like, I think he went this way, but you're not 100% positive.
Okay. I will take a look at where we are, and I won't wander out too far away from it without finding anything, but I'll start following that trail.
Okay. So you walk out, and it's super dark. Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Okay, excellent. So you can see up to 60 feet. Make a perception check for me.
Okay. That is an at one.
Nat 1, nice. You keep walking and walking, and you don't find Doc. And as you're looking, because of that Nat 1, you manage to walk far enough that you can't see the hut anymore and get turned around a little bit.
Oh God. Uh-oh. Wow. This is a problem. Can I roll another survival check to see if I can find my way back?
Suddenly, from behind you, you hear,
So her first reaction is to stand up, just like stiff as a board, because the last thing that happened to her was by herself in a forest.
Yep.
So she's not having any of it. She actually like hunches her shoulders like she's expecting something, and then slowly turns towards the noise.
Okay. You look and you don't see anything. And from behind you, you hear.
Greg is gonna whip around.
Make a perception check.
Okay. That's a 17 this way. 3? Yeah. Non-nat 20.
Okay. You see, standing, kind of hiding behind a tree, another beautiful woman with red hair. And she is just kind of standing there giggling at you.
Alright, out of character. That's like a fucking nightmare right there. Brecca is going to see that it's, somebody, and instead of being scared, she's going to kind of relax a little bit and then lift a hand and do her wave for nighttime.
Okay.
And say, good evening.
She goes, good evening.
Hi.
And she repeats the symbol.
Oh. Brecca's going to seem a little bit more at ease with that, because that was a pretty normal interaction.
Yeah.
And
after she does it, she kind of tilts her head to the side, like she's inspecting you, but it's at an angle that is too sharp.
like an owl?
Kind of.
Oh. Okay. So, it's gonna look at that person very interestingly and go,
She takes a couple steps forward, but it's at a speed that is unnatural.
Oh, fun.
And she goes, "Hello."
Oh, hello. Are you out here lost as well?
Oh no, I'm not lost at all.
Ah,
But you are.
y- yes. I was looking for a friend of mine, and
Friends.
yes.
Oh. You call somebody you don't know a friend?
I. Well, I know all of my friends. I've
Do you?
traveled. Yes, I have traveled with them, and I have spent a lot of time with them. I'd like to think that I know them well.
Oh. I could show you. So you could truly know your friends. And her head tilts to the other side, super fast at an awkward angle.
Okay. Warily, Grekka's gonna kind of lean a little bit like they're talking about something secret and ask, and would this be a gift or a deal?
Oh, a gift.
Oh,
For one.
right. For one.
A deal for the rest.
Oh.
So she looks similar to the one that gave you a gift, but she's not the same person.
Gotcha. So Grekka's gonna kind of hesitate at that, and she's gonna shake her head a little bit and go,
She goes, "Oh, let me show you." And she puts her hands to the sides of your head. Make a
Oh.
wisdom saving throw.
"Oh, that's not good." That's a 9 plus nothing.
I was gonna say 9 plus a negative, but it's nothing.
Yeah, it's a nothing.
Okay. Suddenly, you are seeing visions whip through your mind.
Oh.
And you see Lorneros.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly, you see Lorneros' soul being just ripped out of her body and being replaced by another entity.
Oh.
And then she lets go of your head. She goes, I don't know what you saw.
Grekka's gonna kind of. Is her hand still on my head?
No, she took her hands off and she backed away very quickly.
Okay. Because Grekka's gonna kind of like flail a little bit because she's got a little PTSD from these woods,
Mhm.
and gonna calm down after a second and
Just,
kind of blame.
what I have shown you is what has been.
You have showed me their past.
Yes.
I don't understand what I saw.
I don't know what you saw. Only that it shows you the truth of your friends. Would you like to make a deal for the others?
Is gonna think about that for a moment. And what would be the deal? What would you require from me?
What would you offer?
Oh. Well, I don't have much to offer. She's gonna shoulder
A
her
favor
hat.
for a favor, perhaps.
A favor for a favor. What sort of favor?
Oh, I would call on you in my time of need.
Hmm. That is a great price to ask. Uncertainty.
Ah, but you're currently uncertain of your friends.
Oh, I'm sure if I asked them, they would tell me. We are all friends, after all.
Very well. Go ask them. And with that, she starts skittering backwards at an unnatural pace and disappears into the dark.
Oh, lovely.
Fucking creepy.
Oh God. Okay.
You you turn and you're like right at the hut.
Well.
And Doc is already back.
So, Doc, Greca's gonna kind of wade out back to where it is, and she's gonna be wide-eyed and looking a little pale. And, she's gonna sit down by you. And she's gonna just stare for a minute and simply say, I was looking for you, and I now have forgotten what I was going to ask. I saw somebody out in the... Never mind. Doc? Uh-oh, is he there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry. Can you hear
No,
me?
it's... Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay. So Greca's saying, Doc, to get your attention.
Yeah, I guess I'm just sitting down. So Greg is sitting down next.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's got my full attention.
Gotcha. And she's gonna suddenly remember that she's holding this box, and she's gonna give a little start, and she's gonna go, the woman gave me a gift. She says that it'll hide us and my friends for a short time when we need. There was no deal. None of you look happy when you have gone and dealt with them. And, well, I am not one for making bargains very well. It's gonna give kind of a grin, because she's kind of naive and she's got a good heart, so she's not the best barterer.
Yeah.
And,
Doc smiles and just says, "You did the right thing."
She's gonna nod slightly, and then she's gonna very, very calmly ask, Did you kill someone in not this land, but the other, the ones that you go to?"
Doc's quiet for a moment. He says to Grika, "Yeah. Yes, I did."
Rika's gonna nod her head and think about it, and then she's gonna say, "Did they deserve it?" Ooh.
I think that's Matt's way of going, I don't want to talk about this.
I know.
Sorry, guys. Like,
Doc
as
has
soon as
left chat.
like legit. As soon as you said, as soon as the question started, my Discord died, and I was just like,
Oh my god.
"No."
That
See,
was
the funny thing is,
most
on the
dramatic
recording,
thing.
on the recording, we can't hear you drop out of Discord because Discord blots those noises out when OBS is open.
I'm
so
sorry,
so
guys.
it just sounded like you were silent for a while for me and the listeners.
And then we heard the disconnect sound.
Yes,
and
so we
were
were like, oh, Matt's running.
No. Sorry. Yeah, it happened. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
it was funny.
The tension was just building for me, and I assume the listeners. So we're good.
Okay, cool. I hope we can edit that part out.
What did you last hear, Matt?
I heard all I heard was Greka was asking the follow-up question to my answer, and I didn't. I only got 2 words from it, and then it died, and I'm like, fuck.
Okay.
Grika asked, "Did they deserve it?"
No, he didn't, and I didn't mean to do it.
Then it was an accident.
That one was, yeah.
She's gonna process that for a minute. And then she's going to nod. You are a good man. I believe you that if it was an accident, then it was an accident.
Doc will nod at that with a not overly obvious, but a maybe a little bit of a sad look on his face.
Rebecca's gonna lean slightly and extend an arm and just kind of put it around his shoulder and pat him very gently. It is okay. Many people make mistakes. The past is who we were, not who we are. And if we are anything, we are constantly building a story step by step, and many of those steps are mistakes. But each time, we have learned. There is only failure in not learning from the steps we have taken, because that is how people fall.
Doc puts his hand on her. I'm assuming there's a hand on one of my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So Doc puts a hand on her hand and gives it a squeeze, and he just says to her real quiet, "What good thing did we do to deserve someone?"
Oh, fuck.
Grekka's gonna laugh, and she's gonna nod her head and think for a second, and then she's gonna go, well, placing bets against me for eating was probably the thing that did it.
Yeah. That's why I don't do it.
And you are very wise. There's one thing that I can do. It is definitely eat and drink. But
This is true.
do not let your sadness determine what steps you take. It is behind you. Do not carry it. And thank you for telling me.
Doc gives a quick little nod. You're welcome.
Rika's gonna nod, and then she's gonna reach into her backpack, take out her pipe, and then hand it to him.
His eyes get all big, and he just lights a match and takes a big drag off of it.
Yeah.
And then, do I see the box at this point in time?
Oh yeah,
Or-
it's in her hand. So she set it on her knee while she took out her pack and took her pipe out.
Can I roll Arcana on it?
Sure.
That's a 15.
The box itself is not magical. It is a carrying container of some kind. However, it is something that you've seen before, and you think it contains a scroll.
Okay. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'll say to just go. How many times did she tell you could use it?
Well, that one told me it would be once. It's a little confusing. There are many of her. I would imagine. I have met one in the swamp. She's gonna pause and turn and look at it, and then she's gonna turn and whisper to Doc. And they are creepy.
That's like an out of character and in character belly laugh. You met someone out there too?
Yes, I am not good with magic, and I was by the door, guarding, sort of, and the door opened, and Murda asked if I wanted to make a deal. And inside she had training manuals and all sorts of things, and I almost went, but I remembered how sad everyone looked. So I didn't, but she gave me this as a gift. No deal. So then she said I could only use it once, and I was awfully curious, so I wanted to open it, but I didn't know if it would use it, and I would feel terribly bad if I wasted it. So I figured that I would bring it to you, and you could tell me. But then I got lost, and suddenly there was another. Not the same red hair, same sort of woman, but very creepy. And, ooh, well, she showed me something.
Doc's eyes get really big, like an uh-oh kind of big.
And Greca's gonna shake her head, and she's gonna go, nothing bad. She said that I didn't know my friends, and that she could show me my friends who they really were. But I don't think that's right, and I figured if I asked, then you would tell me, and then I would not have to make a deal. Do you have, knowledge that perhaps I shouldn't have?
I mean, you did the right thing not taking the deal.
He's gonna nod and kind of shudder. Her head moved like an owl, but not an owl. And very fast. It reminded me of the forest. And,
Ew.
yeah, Greg is gonna give like a full body shudder and then nod. You was right. But I know that everybody has something that is private. Like Sheriff Jack. And she's gonna get real quiet at that one. And kind of look down at her shirt where there's a little badge still on there, but it's just kind of there. And then she's gonna say, I would just like that there would be nothing hidden that is important. But I did see something. She did show me something. And I would like to ask it, but I think I will wait and try to figure out what it meant, and perhaps if you would like, I can tell you, but maybe we shouldn't tell Loneros just yet. She showed me Loneros at some other time, and their soul, I think it was their soul. I'm not that great of a shaman to know these things, but if I was to guess what a soul looked like, it would very much be that. And it left, and then something else that was a soul went in. And that was the Loneros of the past, which would mean whatever came in was the Loneros that we know now. Correct?
Doc kind of looks over to where Lord Neros is, just kind of, and then back to Greco real slow, just like, what have we been walking around with then?
We have been walking with Loneros. It is the Loneros that we know. But I think that perhaps it is not the Loneros that was. Does that make sense?
No. But it's gonna have to do for now. Best not to dwell on it too much, otherwise I might go crazy again.
No, do not go crazy. It is not worth that price. But it is. And she's gonna hesitate. When we were at the Institute, the man told me to beware of Loneros. They are not who I think they are. Which
Doc, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. Which at the time seems a very dumb thing to say because I know Loneros, so who is this man to tell me that I do not know my friend? And Greg is gonna kind of laugh, like, yeah, that guy was completely crazy. But now, I wonder if they knew what happens. They seem to know.
Doc kind of looks back over at Lorneros again.
What's Loneros doing right now?
She is laying face down in her bedroll, pouting.
Okay.
Sorry.
Her arms are crossed.
Okay. Well, I'm talking to Grigi. Lorneros hasn't given us any reason for distrust. I mean, our lives have been saved more than a few times. You know. So I think for now we can leave well enough alone.
I agree. I am just curious. They said that I did not know my friends, and I very much wished to pull them or prove them wrong, but there are some things we don't speak about as friends, so I suppose I was just being nosy.
Being curious. Nothing
Yes.
wrong with that. Wrong with that
Okay.
at all.
Grekka's gonna nod in agreement and then kind of shrug. Well, that is all I really have come to ponder tonight. I do not like this place.
I don't either.
It smells like Lawrence everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it.
Yep, Grekka's just gonna hang out and smoke her pipe with you if that's what's gonna go on, and then she'll probably go to bed at some point.
The night wears on. You guys are reassured by Murda that y'all are perfectly safe here. You can choose to have watch or not. Up to you.
Smoke eats the soup.
It's very good. It's actually really good soup.
Smoke drinks the soup.
The soup.
Drinks
It's very
me
good.
back.
Lawrence has had 2 bowls of the soup, which adds to his stinky demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
I stared into the soup, and the soup stared back.
Oh my
An
God.
eyeball plops up from the bowl,
Oh.
stares back at you. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, you said there were potatoes in it. Potatoes do have eyes.
Smoke scowls as she stares into the soup. The soup bubbles curiously.
Anybody else want to do anything before they go to bed?
As all this has been going on, I'm to myself, kind of away from everyone, but still not far from the little hut, but I've just been strumming my lute,
Okay.
staring off into nothing.
Hey, Lawrence.
I turn my head slowly and look at Smoke.
Can you do me a favor?
I
Do you
continue to stare.
Do you remember that little ditty you were playing in the bar the night that we met? It was, something sad sounded. What was it? It was that night little Johnny came barreling in, screaming about some bandits, and you and I just kind of sat there drinking whiskey. I don't think I knew you too well then, so you may not remember yourself. But, I was wondering if you mind playing that.
I kind of like look up at the sky trying to remember it and then just look back at you. Sadly, I do not. Most of what I play is just what comes and goes.
It was something like, dun, 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 dun. No, nothing.
I just shrug my shoulders.
Thanks anyway.
Wish I could remember. I'm sorry.
It's alright. Are you alright?
I just kind of glaze over with a pensive look. Kind of look back at you, but don't really say anything, and then I turn my head back to what I've been doing.
You don't gotta answer to nobody. But, we've been traveling together for a while now. If something's troubling you, you can tell us.
I just very quietly say, thank you, and leave it at that.
She nods. And she rolls over on her side.
Okay. The night wears on. Is anybody keeping watch?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watch.
Okay. At some point in the night, make a perception check, Doc.
Oh god. Oh god, that's a 17 on the die, 22.
Perfect. You are looking out, and suddenly you notice that Lawrence has shifted. And Lawrence, you hear a voice coming from the hut, and it goes, "Mr. Dwarf, a moment of your time, please."
I have no time to spare.
That is precisely why we must speak.
I have nothing to say, and nothing I wish to hear.
Very well. Lawrence, make a perception check.
Okay. That's going to be a 22.
You look around, and everything has stopped. There is steam coming out of the cauldron that is just stagnant in the air. Doc is kind of looking at you, but he's not moving. And neither is anything else. And the voice says, "The deal you made will bring ruin upon us all. Do you not even care?"
So sure of you of its ruination. What have you to offer that would be any different?
Oh. Perhaps less death. Perhaps more. But of a different kind.
You make promises that cannot be kept in the ways that may be perceived. I have nothing to listen to.
Very well. And you hear a snap of a finger. And Doc, you had seen Lawrence shift, and then suddenly he's like sitting there looking at the door. So he had been laying on his pack, and then all of a sudden he's just sitting up. Like, you didn't see him sit up. He's just sitting up in a different position, and he's like glaring at the door.
I just kind of clear my throat at him.
I turn
Well,
my head.
everything is moving again.
Okay. I hear the doc clear his throat, and I just very slowly look over at him.
I beckon him over.
I slowly get up and make my way over to him. Then as I'm doing so, I'm just very wary. I'm kind of like glancing all around.
Okay.
I make it over by the dock.
Okay.
Doc holds a cigar out to him.
I just kind of like cock my head to the side, a little confused by this peace offering, but I take it. But I don't say anything.
I light a match. I light my own, and I hold it out to him to light his cigar.
My cigar is lit.
Yay! I need a cigar now.
Yeah, me too.
For a little bit, Doc doesn't say anything. He just kind of sits there for a bit, looking out at the swamp, and then he turns to Lawrence and he just says, "Is everybody else asleep at this point in time? Is it just us two?"
Yeah.
Smoke is definitely asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I just kind of look over, kind of look over at Lawrence, and I just say to him, "She wanted me to get your contract and sign it over to her in exchange for the locations of the other Hellforge items."
At this point, I'm slowly puffing on the cigar. I don't say anything for about a minute or two. And then I just sort of kind of glare off into the distance at nothing. And I just sort of speak and, kind of to myself, but loud enough for you to hear. The greatest song I will ever play is the one I cannot write.
Doc shrugs a bit. He says, "Lawrence, we've all got stuff we've done. I don't care why you did what you did.
I'm not claiming innocence, Doc. You and I both have sullied hands. But that won't change anything."
No. No, it won't. But damned if we can't try anyway, right?"
If only. We can either be consumed by our regret, or move on knowing that we can't change anything.
Doc takes a big drag off the cigar, and he just kind of nods.
Lawrence does the same. Nice tobacco, Doc.
Doc kind of grins. Yeah. Yeah.
At this point, Lawrence has the briefest flash of regret on his face, but then goes back to just sort of a blank stare.
I'm not going to roll insight for that. Yeah, I don't think I say anything else at this point. I think we're just going to sit there.
Okay.
At least I'm just going to sit there and just kind of let the conversation kind of do its thing.
Yeah, I think at this point I've said all I can say, so I'm just gonna sit there and enjoy this cigar.
Okay. If you keep watch all night, Doc, you will be you get a point of exhaustion.
I think that's fair. That's
Okay.
more than fair. Doc's been able to take more than enough long rests this entire time, so
All right.
if ever
But
next time he does his part, yeah.
what that means is he'll have disadvantage on certain things
Okay.
until you get your next rest.
Okay.
So that would include disadvantage on ability checks at level 1. So if you stay up another night and you get another
okay,
point,
I understand.
then it gets worse and worse the longer you stay up. If you get 6, you die.
You just go insane and then you die.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Your brain can't handle it.
That makes sense. So I'm just say X. Okay.
So the sun begins to rise, and everybody is awoken by the smell of baked goods on a flat rock being cooked over a fire. Except for Doc, who sees the witch come out and prepare it.
I give her just a polite nod.
She nods back at you and lets you know that it'll be ready by the time the sun has fully risen. And sure enough, as soon as the last bit of the circle of the sun comes out of the horizon, these pastries are ready. What do you guys do?
I think I would like to make good on our deal now.
She just kind of looks at you and goes, "Are you sure?"
Well, it's gonna happen one way or another, right?
You haven't we haven't signed the contract, so to speak. You can still back out.
Where I come from, shaking hands is good as a contract. So.
Very well.
Yeah.
She goes, please take a pastry if you wish, and we'll begin to walk you towards the edge
Sure.
of our property.
She takes a pastry.
Okay. She begins to usher you guys off into the swamp, and as y'all are walking along, 2 other people join you. One is Pucka that Doc met last night, and the other is another red-headed woman, and they kind of flank each side of the group. And you all see that Pucka is wearing the Doc's jacket.
Smoke makes a note of it, but does not say anything.
Yeah. You get to a certain point about half a mile away from the hut, and she goes, "Okay, very well. If we would stop here." And Murda holds out her hand to you, Smoke, to take your hand.
She puts out her hand.
At which point, Murda takes her fingernail and just kind of plucks your palm and takes a drop of blood. She magically suddenly has like a miniature cauldron in her hand, and she drops the blood in it, and she begins to mix it into a bunch of other ingredients, herbs. She spits in it and pours a vial of some viscous black fluid, at which point it begins to bubble and secrete a foul smell in the air. At which point she plucks one of her hairs and drops that in it, and then pours pours it into a glass and hands it to you to drink.
Can I get a description of what this is?
It is a way to bind your soul to me.
She sighs. All right. She kicks it back.
Okay. It is awful. It is the foulest thing you have ever tasted in your life. Almost
As
to the
it
point
should
where
be,
you
really.
can't drink it. You more have to like chew it.
Choke it down.
Yeah. It's awful.
Really get it down there.
All of you begin to see that Smoke is glowing, and Murder goes, as agreed, I will take half now and half upon your death. So she begins to make like a sucking. So it's kind of like a. Oh, it's like
Like with her breath, like airbending.
No,
Siphoning.
it's like
Siphoning is the word you're looking for.
siphoning, but it's exactly
Hocus
what the witches
Pocus.
do in Hocus Pocus. Yes.
Yeah, I just posted a GIF on that.
So she is like sucking the soul out of you, and she's and then she's like spitting it into a vial.
Gotcha.
And so you all notice that the light is draining away from Smoke, and when it gets to the halfway point, Murda stops, quirks the vial, and puts it in her robes. At which point, she makes a couple hand gestures in the air, and the shield appears. And she goes, "It is there for you to take."
Smoke takes it.
Oh, by the way, all of you notice that Nicholas is not there.
I see.
Oh, all right.
Smoke takes it.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
That is an 11, my good man.
Okay. Excellent. You have the shield. It is this black shield that looks kind of like it's been decomposing, but
Rusting,
you
mean? Like,
it's not. So on the front of it, it is got different symbols and different like horns sticking out of it. And if you look at it just right, it kind of looks like there's a face on the front of it. A demonish face.
well, hello there, she says to it.
As far as you can tell, there's nothing different about this shield compared to any other shield you've ever held.
She straps it to her arm.
Okay.
Does she feel tired or like drained in any way?
You feel as if you're not whole.
Off balance, kind of.
Yes, a little
I get
off
that.
balance.
I get that.
It'll be something that you'll definitely need to get used to.
Gotcha.
At which point, Murder goes, "Our deal is complete. If you will be on your way.
She nods.
And if any of you ever wish to make another deal, please come back. And Loneros will be seeing you."
She does not acknowledge this.
Okay.
Smoke walks back to the rest of the group and says, all right, one down.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
move.
Sweet. A list of stuff.
Okay. So y'all begin to walk through the marsh, or y'all heading in a particular direction?
I think we should probably go back to Green Marsh.
Okay.
See if we can at least what's what I'm looking for? Get some. See if we can get some transport to our, at least close to our next place we need to go.
Fair enough. So you guys begin to walk back in the direction of Green Marsh. It's easy to know which way because of Doc. As you walk out of this circle, you look back and there's no hut, there's no witches, there's nothing. It's just marsh as far as the eye can see. What do you guys do?
Smoke starts walking east.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go to Green.
Going back to Green Marsh.
Okay. It actually doesn't take you all that long. It's a lot less time than you would have expected. So you're there by nightfall. It's as if somehow magically the amount of distance you traveled to get to the hags was longer than it was getting back.
Is Nicholas still not upon us?
Nope. He seems to have disappeared in the night.
Well, I mean, that sucks that we don't have our archaeological genius with us. Doc, what do you think? Should we put out feelers for him?
No, I really don't.
All right, I'll trust your gut instinct there. What do y'all say we, well, what time is it as we're arriving in Green Marsh?
It would be about dusk, so just as the sun's going down.
All right, let's, I guess settle in for the night, grab some grub, and head back to the ship in the morning. Or, well, right, there's no ship anymore. Fuck. Well, let's see if we can't find ourselves a ship. And,
I would say Green Marsh is a pretty big, I mean, relatively big
Yes.
city.
town. So I mean, yeah, let's see if we can get some transport for ourselves.
Yeah. We should have a deposit, right?
Yeah, so you have rooms at the Marshview Inn with
I'm
Vic.
saying there should have been a deposit into our gold coffers.
Oh, yes. At this point there would have been 50 gold deposited.
Right. So that's something.
Go ahead and add that.
For each of you, yeah.
50 to a purse. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start heading out then.
Head to where?
Heading in then. I mean, to the inn. Heading to the inn. Into the inn.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss something because
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm being real stupid. Sorry. I have half a soul now. It's really fucking up my processing.
So.
Yeah.
Um.
So there's your rooms are still there. Y'all have booked it for a little while now. And yeah. Y'all stay the night there, I guess.
Sure.
Okay. Smoke.
Yeah.
As you go to sleep, you have just the strangest dreams. You're on a battlefield, surrounded by goblins, and you are just absolutely repelling them. It's as if every sword swing that they take at you is blocked by the shield. And in your head, you hear, "I could do this for you too."
Do I have the chance to respond? Like, am I there? Am I an entity? Okay.
It's just a dream.
Okay. Odd dream.
And then, yeah, you all get a full night's rest. I think this is probably a good stopping point for the night. Y'all are back in Green Marsh at the inn.
Gotcha.
You have done enough to level up at this point.
Oh, we're
Nice.
sweet.
So do level 7. And yeah, it was fun, guys.
Hell yeah.
That I'm always surprised at the direction you guys go sometimes. I was kind of expecting someone to attack the Murda at some point.
God.
That would have been
Actually,
shitty.
I kind of expected Lorneros to do it.
I thought about it.
She was really coming after her.
Dude, I was ready to have Greek just like burst in there. Because it was like, oh my god.
That shit was wild.
Yeah.
We're still recording. Does anybody have any closing thoughts or anything they want to say about the next one?
No.
Or
No. Again, just make sure you guys are leveled up, and everybody have a wonderful night.
thank you everybody so much for listening. We, as always, sincerely appreciate just viewership and y'all being here. We hope you have a good night. Everybody say bye.
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 Relationship.